Is for Allah, nothing but Allah. Ba is the beginning of Bismillah. Ta is for taqwa, bewaring of Allah. And Tha is for Thawwab, a reward. Ja is for Jannah, the garden of paradise. Ha is for Hajj, the blessed pilgrimage. Kha is for Khatam, the seal of the prophethood given to the Prophet Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our program, Learn Arabic. Today we'll continue discussing more about how can you write and pronounce the letter in Arabic, Sin, which is pronounced as Sa. And as always, I'm joined with all my guests today, Khalid from Ghana, Muhammad from Pakistan, Osama from Egypt, and Nabil from Pakistan. Welcome to all of you. So how do you see the alphabet Sin in Arabic? Did you feel comfortable with this sound? I know that we're going to have a lot of uncomfortable sounds in Arabic. But how about this sound when it comes to pronunciation? Yes, Khalid?
I feel it's quite easy to pronounce.
Is it easy?
Other than like...
Okay.
Yeah, me too, I find it easy. But when it comes to writing this letter, we have the style of three, as we have said.
Right.
Toothless C.
Let me just repeat it here again, Osama.
Yeah.
I would write that here with the three T's. Here is that. This is the first form of writing Sin with the three T's, and the second one without any T's. Yes, so what's your comment?
I want to say that when we write the second style,
Yep.
we have to, this is a style in Arabic which is called Riqa style.
Riqa, right, that's right.
Yeah.
The classic writing style.
Yeah.
Yep.
But and if you stick to writing letters or to writing alphabets in this style, so you have to apply it to other words, other letters.
So you have to make a kind of consistency in writing
that is
all
what
the letters in just one form. That is your point.
Yeah, this
I
is
think
my
that's
point.
very interesting. Yep.
I think the toothless, if you write in, when you put in a middle position, something like, for example, asl. When it's in middle position, maybe it could be slightly difficult to pronounce or maybe difficult to understand what it actually is. But initially, seeing writing and pronouncing, I think it's easier than other Arabic letters like ha and ha.
Yes.
I see. That's quite interesting. Now let's move on here and read how can we write that in different positions inside the word. Sound when it comes to initial positions, always connected. When it comes in this position, it's written without a tail, whether it's written with three teeth or toothless.
Yeah.
So that is very important to mention and to have in our minds, which is something we don't have seen disconnected when it comes to initial position. Let me just give you one example here. I would say, for example, the number in Arabic, sab'a. Okay. So let me write that here. Here is it. We have three teeth, as I said before. And then we have ba. Okay.
By the way, Ahmed was speaking about numbers. This letter comes in the Evergrowth Quran. It's about 1,671 words.
I like that.
That begins with the sound sa.
1,000.
1,671.
Starting
with
sa in glorious Quran.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So when we learn it now, so we will have easy in pronouncing 1,671 words.
Okay. Well, let me just write that here again. So when it comes to the numbers, and thank you very much, Osama, for that kind of elaboration. And I would say here, sa. Can you see that? Well, here is my point. My focus on here.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
So how many letters do we have here in this word?
4.
This is sa. This is ba. This is a. This is ta. Right.
Yeah.
4.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So it comes here connected with the following one. And then it's connected here. And we remove that.
Yes.
So this is probably when it comes to initial position. Okay. When it comes to medial position, it's always connected. Right. Like, for example, when we say waswas, which means obsession.
Obsession, yeah.
Sometimes also we say hasad, which means, in English, envy. Let me just write that here. So, sa in medial position, always connected with the following and with the previous with the following letters and with the previous letters. Let me just move on here and write that here. Here is it. Ha. And then we write Sa by 3 teeth. And then we make that. Can you see that? Or also you can say Wiswas, where 3 teeth for Sa, another Wa, Alif, and Sa.
Yes.
Okay.
Hasad also may be hasad.
Right, exactly.
In a pair here.
Exactly, Usama. So that is here, you can say that is in this way. Hasad. But that's another word.
Yeah.
With another different letter. Okay. But when it comes, for example, to Wiswas, what we can find here is that we have Sa coming in the medial position, connected with the following one, right? And we don't have tail for this letter. So I would say it again, Hasad.
Hasad.
Please be very careful because we don't say Hasad.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Hasad.
Right, because we have another word in Arabic probably called Hasad.
Yes.
But Hasad.
Hasad.
Right, Wiswas.
Wiswas.
In such word, actually, we have 2 examples for Sa when it comes in medial position, when it comes in the final position. And when it comes in final position, it comes connected, like mess, touching. If you touch something, you say mess. Sometimes disconnected, like dars. Finally, Sa, it's written with its tail, whether it's connected or disconnected. I would say probably could be here in this form, or in this case. It could be close to Jim and Ha and Ha when it comes in the final position.
Yes.
It comes also
Disconnected.
disconnected, right?
Yes.
And sometimes, well, Jim and Ha and close. Oh, by the way, sometimes it comes also, all of them come connected with the previous letters, but they have their own tails.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same for Sa. When it comes in the final position, it also comes with tail. Let me just write that here.
Here also in Wiswas we have 2 shapes of C.
Exactly. That's my point. Right. So here is it. For Wiswas, for example, can you see that? Sa here is coming actually disconnected. Can you see this?
Yeah.
It's not connected with the previous one.
Yes.
And if you just write, here I have a comment actually, because we discussed now that we have 2 forms for writing Sa. The first one is with 3 teeth, and the second one is toothless.
Yes.
Right? So how about if I write that in this way? I would start the first Sa, toothless, then Wa, Alif, making the second one with 3 teeth.
Yeah, I think.
Can you see that? I don't think that this is appropriate. I don't feel comfortable for that.
There is no consistency here.
Exactly. There is no consistency.
It's more of confusion.
What?
It's slightly confusing.
Exactly.
Confusing,
Right. Can you see that? So here in this word, actually, we applied the 2 forms of Sa.
It is right here. We are speaking about how we organize our writing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
There is no change here.
It can be pronounced, right? It can be understood, but it will not be completely right when it comes to the writing style.
Yes.
Right. So here is that. I would change it again, and I would write that in this way. Wa. Sa. Another Wa.
I think the most preferred way is with the teeth anyway. Most of the people write with teeth, and in newspapers you see with the teeth.
Right.
I think it depends.
It depends, right?
Yeah.
It depends from one position to another position. And here is it. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just give you another example here.
But if we are write masjid, like masjid.
Exactly. Well, that's
Masjid,
very
how we
interesting.
can write?
Exactly. Well, very good question, Nabil. Thank you very much for that. Can you see that?
Yes.
Can you magically tell me what is the position of Sa? Initial or medial or final?
It's medial here.
In the medial position,
Medial,
right?
yes.
It could be really confusing when you get a space between the meme and scene. Could
Exactly.
be 2
right.
scenes there.
Right. Exactly here. I have to put 1 dot here again. So how many letters do
No, I wasn't talking about the dot. I was talking about the line you have made between the scene and meme.
I see, right.
That could be double scene, I think.
Right, okay, here is it.
What about tutus, Ahmed?
The tutu. Oh,
Tutus.
well, you're always coming up with interesting questions, Osama. I think that this is quite interesting because Osama now said, well, can we just make just 1 tooth? Or probably 2 teeth or something like that? Well, let me just write that here. I just want to know whether it works or not. I would tell you here that is
I think you probably could do two, but not one, because one's probably something else. Probably comes some.
In this way?
Yeah. What
Or
about
also, I think that Muhammad is suggesting
It
just
could be-
one tooth. Let me just write that here this way.
I think one, two is not appropriate.
no?
No.
Two or more than
it's
two is
not.
appropriate.
No, it doesn't work here.
Yeah.
It's a standard rule for writing se in English,
Yes.
in Arabic, I'm sorry, which is three teeth together.
Three
Right.
teeth.
We must have something like that. And I think that is medial when it comes to the word masjid,
Yeah.
or as we say in Egypt, masjid. Can you see that the variations in pronouncing the
Ja.
sound Jim? Right.
The
Okay.
sound, yeah.
So that is here when it comes in the medial position connected like wiswas, like hasad. When it comes actually, it also comes connected when it comes to the final position like mess, and sometimes comes disconnected like dars. Let me just write that. Da,
Yeah.
ra, and sat.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yes.
So how many letters do we have here?
Three.
Three.
We have
Three. Right.
But
Okay.
we have 3 letters and 3 sounds.
3 letters and 3 sounds. Dars.
None of them are connected as well.
Yep.
But if you write mudarris,
Okay.
there
Let me
is 4
just-
sounds, huh?
Well, let me just write mudarris. We can discuss more about ma. We did not discuss ma so far. M, which is meme in Arabic. Okay. Can you see that?
Is it meme or
This is
Meme.
meme.
Meme,
and
dal,
is dal?
ra, and sin.
Oh.
Again, it comes here in the final position, and it's disconnected.
Connected, yes.
Right. So again, when it comes to writing sa, looks like when it comes to writing jim ha ha, in the final position, all of them are written with tails, and I think that's probably could be the final point for discussing sa, because after that, after having a break, we're gonna discuss more about how can you write sa and sha, combining them together. So my dear viewers, I think we can discuss more about that after having a break. Stay tuned.
Be proactive. Dr. Haitham Al-Haddad teaches us how to take a conscious control over our life, set our goals and work to achieve them in Islam. Take firm steps towards your future. Be positive and be proactive.
Every single Muslim needs to have in order to be an effective person.
So proactivity in Islam, how to serve our religion and how to serve our life and our guides through all of this.
The proactive person is always motivated. The proactive person always have high ambition. The proactive person, he will not lose his time. He will not waste his time. The proactive person is a generous person.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the second part of our episode, Learn Arabic. In the previous part, I think that we were discussing more about how can you write and pronounce Sam right.
Yeah.
And I think that I can tell you here that we found a lot of similarities between writing Sam and writing, for example, Jim and Han Ha, especially when it comes to the form of the tails, the final part of writing Sam. And also, we discussed that when it comes to Sam, I think we have 2 forms. We have toothless sand. Also, we have 3 teeth
Yeah.
with sand. It depends on the style of writing, by the way. Now, I'd like here to move on to the 4 shapes for writing this letter. Can you see that? Sabab, sab'a. I would repeat, please. I would repeat that again. Please follow me in pronouncing
Okay.
them. So, sabab.
Sabab.
I'm not saying sabab.
Yeah.
I'm saying sabab.
Sabab.
Right. Sab'a.
Sab'a.
Right. Let me just say hasad.
Hasad.
Let me just say dars.
Dars.
I'm not saying dars.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Because again, we're going to discuss more about the differences between da and dal,
Yeah.
right, which is another heavy or emphatic sounds. Let me just repeat them again in writing, please. Pure attention to me here. For writing Sam, here is it. So I would say ba and bam and 3 T's for Sam. Okay. For example, we have hasad in the medial position. So we say ha, 3 T's for Sam, and then we have that.
Yeah.
How many letters do we have in hasad?
3.
We have 3.
Just the first one here is ha, the second one is sa, and the third one is da. So I connect all of them. Well, again, here we have tail for ha, but we don't write that in initial position. We just write the tail when it comes in the final position. Okay? So let me just write that here again. Ha, sa, and then da. Here is that.
So,
Okay? So let me just write dars, and please follow me in writing this word, dars. Da, ra, and sa.
Yes.
Is it easy?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
easy. It's
easy.
easy.
Okay. And all of them are disconnected from each other. Can you see that?
yeah.
Okay. So this is about sa. Any question about sa? Before moving on to the 12th alphabet in Arabic, which is sha.
It's 12, 13.
Well, I don't think that sha is emphatic sounds. Probably could be close to sh in English.
English,
We
yeah.
have like shoes.
Shoes.
But it's different, of course, from choose.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that is sha. Let me just have a look
Could
at
be like
this.
somewhere shower.
Shower, right.
Shower,
Stuff
yeah.
like that. Did you find any difficulty in pronouncing sha in this way? I would say sha.
Sha.
Sha, right.
Sha.
Okay. I would like to pronounce sa.
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 Right. Sa.
Sa.
Sha.
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 Right. I would tell you here something. We talked before about the classifications in Arabic letters. Like, for example, you can find similarities between ba, ta, and tha, something
Yeah.
like that. Jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, right, zay. Also, you can find similarities between sin and sheen, which is sa and sha. And I would tell you that probably the only difference between both letters actually is just 3 dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the difference is in writing,
It's,
but
I
not
think
in pronunciation.
it's still running with the same
Exactly.
sequence. You're running with the same sequence, the dot
Yeah.
sequence of dots.
Right.
The dots play the role, I think.
Exactly. I think that's right. Do you have such sounds in order? I think that Nabil has a comment here.
In Arabic language, the dots has main rule.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Main rule. And also they are very most interesting thing.
Right.
Dots in the at the time we writing the Arabic letters and the alphabets. The dots, if you put a dot, the words change.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that, we write dal.
Like that.
If we
right.
put a dot on the dal,
Yep.
it is dal.
It's that, right?
And at the time we write ra. If we put dot, it is za.
It is that,
And
right.
zin.
Exactly. I think that's
Yeah.
right. Yep.
And the dots have
That's
the
very
main
important in
role.
a language.
Yeah,
I think.
in
You see
Arabic
that.
language, yes.
And I think that probably can be found in a lot of Semitic languages.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, in Urdu, we do have seen, seen, or sheen, we pronounce it sheen. So
Yeah.
seen,
So you have she, sheen, and seen in
yeah,
Urdu.
and we have swad and zwad afterwards.
I think it's a kind of
Pronunciation difference.
right, and I think that sheen and seen can be also found in a lot of languages.
Yeah.
Can be found in French, can be found in
I
English.
think you can also find it in Persian as well, I think. I'm
Right.
not
Persian,
sure.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Actually, I'm not a Persian language buff, or I'm not more involved in Persian language, but I follow actually a lot of Iranians when they talk in Persian language. I can feel them. Probably I can hear some Arabic words coming from the Persian language or something like that. It's the same also in Urdu, by the way.
In fact, the Arabic and Urdu
Yep.
and the Persian language,
Yep.
these three languages have the same writing.
The same writing is
Same
In
writing.
Urdu and Arabic.
They start from right
Mm.
and to end.
To left.
Right to left.
left, yeah.
And also the letters are same.
Same,
But
right.
in Persian and in Urdu, they both languages has some more letters.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know about Persian. I think in Urdu you have 5 extra letters, which is Pe, Che, Gaf, and
Te.
Te, Re.
Okay. So you can find that there is a strong similarity between
Persian, Urdu, and Arabic.
Persian, Urdu, and Arabic language.
Even though Urdu is a mixture of Persian and Arabic.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of words like Qarib, it's the same meaning.
Okay.
Qarib, Qalam, same meaning.
Okay. Well, so let's now move on here to Sha, and I would describe that the letter Sha is a connector.
Yeah.
So this is the first feature for Sha. And its shape matches those of Sa, except that this letter takes 3 dots above.
I think the first common thing you have realized is it's a connector, same as Sheen.
Exactly.
Yeah, same
And,
shit.
also the presentation also talk about this difference. It's the dots.
Right.
So I think
And that is why in Arabic, dots are quite important.
Yeah.
Just one dot can change the meaning of the whole sentence.
Yeah.
can you put 4 dots on Sheen for design or something?
Right. Can you see that? And when it comes, do you still remember the letters in Arabic that also use 3 dots?
Tha.
Tha.
Yeah,
Right.
it says tha.
Right. So in Tha, we put 3 dots above the letter. So it's the same for Sha. We also put 3 dots.
Yeah.
And to pronounce it, I would say very close to Sa, but here it is. For Sha, we make 3 teeth here, and then we put 3 dots. Can you see that?
What's
Yeah.
the actual position of dots? Can you put it in
Well,
the tail?
very interesting.
Can you put it inside the tail or something?
Okay. Because people sometimes probably may put the dots here in this way,
Yeah.
and that's wrong.
It's wrong, yeah.
Right. And some people probably would choose another part for Sha to put the dot here.
What is that?
Yeah.
That is also wrong. Okay? But I would say here,
Do we have another styles?
oh yeah, Sam, of course. It's the same for Sa, by the way. Straight line here in this way.
With dots.
You
I
can
think
put it-
no, we don't have dots.
Well, sometimes you probably might have. In some writings, you can find something
So
like
how
that.
would you tell the difference? There are no dots.
Well, it depends on the context of the writing. I mean, for example, if you are talking about the word Shams.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me
That's
just...
really confusing. If you have 2
Yep.
straight lines, straight line meme and
Two
a straight
similar,
lines.
two similar letters.
Could be sums or something else.
Right. Well, I would say that when it comes to Sha and Sa, the only distinction between them is the 3 dots.
3 dots, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have the 3 dots, it's Sha. If you don't have that, so it is
Sums.
Sa.
By the way, Ahmed,
Yep.
you know that we have in the English language, we have some borrowed words.
Like,
Like, for example, the word in Arabic, sukkar.
oh yes.
But those of English native speakers do have changes also. We have sukkar, it begins with sa, but they changed it to sha.
Yeah.
Why? Why are
I
they?
don't know, Sam,
I
but
think
probably...
it's,
Yep.
to differentiate between Arabic and English. Probably they probably thought people will not find out too. The sugar and sukkar difference.
Well,
It's totally changed from seen to sheen,
Yes,
from kar
change.
to gar. So it's probably it's just. I think it's
Although we have sa in English, we have sa.
Right,
we have s
exactly.
for English. For example, sink or.
And you can also spell
or
sukkar
salt.
in
We have
English as
salt,
well.
for example.
Right.
If you spell it S-U-K-R, it could be sukkar. But I mean,
Sukkar. Why is not sukkar, for example?
Right.
Sugar. They sugar.
Sugar.
They say sugar.
Right, and it's a borrowed word taken from
right.
Arabic used in English.
And, and also like that in Urdu language, if we use junah, junah it is mean dhanb, sin.
I see.
Yeah.
But we use in Urdu language gunah.
Guna, right.
not because we speak with Gaf, we have the letter Gaf to use.
Like in same thing.
I see, I see. Well, I think that is, Osama is raising a question that probably a lot of historians, especially for those who are interested in etymology, can answer such a question about the history of the word in language, like sugar. And
the change is that
I think it's probably to differentiate
that it
and
underwent.
right, exactly. Yeah.
it's probably to differentiate and hide that it's derived from different language.
Exactly, I think that's right. And well, let me just get back again here in Arabic, because in Arabic we have the word, for example, sukkar. So we how many letters do we have in sukkar? Three. Sa, ka,
ra,
and ra. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Can I put 3 dots above sa?
Sukkar.
Shukar?
Shukar.
I don't think that it works here. Because if you just put 3 dots in this word, let me just write it again. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. And then we have ka. We can discuss more about ka. Here it is.
Yeah.
That means sugar. Here is it.
Yeah.
And again, sa here comes in initial position. Okay. Although that we write sa with tail,
Yeah.
but here we don't have tail because it comes in initial position.
Yeah.
And then we have ka. We can discuss, we did not discuss ka so far, but we can discuss that in the upcoming episodes. And then we have ra here. It's one word in Arabic consisting of 3 letters.
Yeah.
How about if I put 3 dots?
Sugar.
Sukkar.
Probably could have another meaning, which is shukr.
Shukr, yeah.
And in this way, we wouldn't be able to put any vowel on ka. We put just a sukun here to say shukr.
Shukr, yeah.
Right. Can you see that? I think that we can discuss more about how can you write sha in the medial and in the final, in the medial initial and final positions. I think it could be very close again to writing the letter sa. But I'm sorry, our time is running out. In the upcoming episodes, I think that we can discuss more about how can we write sham and the other Arabic letters. Until I see you next time, thank you for joining us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A is for Allah, nothing but Allah. Ba is the beginning of Bismillah. Ta is for taqwa, bewaring of Allah. And Tha is for Tawwab, a reward. Ja is for Jannah, the garden of paradise. Ha is for Hajj, the blessed pilgrimage. Kha is for Khatam, the seal of the prophethood given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.